This picture is titled Miss Cleo Enjoying the Sun. Now, it's not clear whether this cow was named after the famed American psychic Miss Cleo. Hey, you remember her? Call me now, you silly boy. I can't do her accent. But you could call for a tarot card reading. And she turned that into $1 billion industry. $1 billion before she died at the age of 53. I bet you didn't see that coming. I can do it, though. I can read this cow's future. Delicious.
This week's machinery pick of the week is presented by John Deere.
Ever wonder how they harvest cherries? Well, here's a couple different ways. One is they shake the living tar out of the tree. I love these videos. The other way is they have this odd-looking thing that straddles the trees and knocks all the cherries off with these stick-like thingies. Pretty sure that's the technical term, stick-like thingies. Honestly, I don't like cherries. I know I'm not supposed to say that, and it is not a dig at cherry farmers. It's just not my thing. When Em and I started dating, and we were like 16 years old, so we would go get ice cream, and we'd get the whipped cream and the cherry on top. And I would always go, here you go, pumpkin. You could have my cherry. Like it's some big deal. Like I'm giving up some big prize or something. I didn't like them, all right? And she was all like, oh, that's so nice. He must be the one. I finally met a guy that's willing to give me the prize cherry on top. No, I didn't like him. She was pretty ticked off when she found out I didn't like cherries. I mean, we've been married 25 years, and she still brings that up. It brings it up fairly often, really. Oh, look, it's a grain bow. What do you find at the end of a grain bow? Well, from the looks of it, a case of Busch Light. Growing up, we were told that there was a pot of gold at the end of these rainbows. Nope. Here we see it's just a Pinterest post. One constant about agriculture is that things have gotten bigger. That includes grain bins. Now, back in the day, this bin was valuable storage. Now, it's just way too small. Remember that picture from Quentin Keneally last season showing how today's combines can actually reach over the top of these old bins? Now, these old grain bin gazebos are the rage, and I could see why. I mean, they're super cool and an awesome way to utilize old relics from the past. As a farmer, this video is heartbreaking. This is hail damage. This is really, really bad hail damage. There's no recovering from this. As a farmer, Carl Dodge is videoing this knowing that a year's worth of planning and work just got destroyed by something completely out of his control. Yes, what we do as farmers grants us a truly blessed life, but it does come with pitfalls. Hail is definitely one of those pitfalls. Farming has been around forever, or as our Canadian friends say, forever and ever. I don't know. Heck, it's the second oldest occupation of all time. I'm just saying, don't Google what the oldest occupation is. Just trust me on that. It started out by throwing some seeds, and then they utilized beasts of burden to till the ground. And now we use satellites to get the perfect seed spacing. So what's next? Drones. That's right. Move over, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Skynet has nothing on agriculture. The new self-propelled sprayers could easily cost well over $500,000. And still, if it rains, these things are completely useless. We've seen countless times on this show how they get stuck. Now here's some video from KT Precision Ag from Southern Illinois and how they are utilizing UTVs to spray crops on their large scales. Is this a future? I don't know, but I can imagine the use of drones is only going to become more common. Maybe these drones can be used to drop off field lunches, because every time the spouse comes to drop you off a field lunch, you're heading the wrong way, and then they've got to wait 30 minutes until you decide to turn around and come back. With a drone, just put the lunchbox on there and take it off to the combine. Easy peasy. And now for a moment of, look, he's feeding the hogs in a shark shirt. This is literally what my childhood looked like. This calf is definitely relaxed. Now, I showed calves in 4-H as a kid. And every year you spent time feeding them, watering them, brushing them, breaking them to lead, all this stuff. So they looked and acted great when it was time for the big show. Some calves, they freak out. Others are perfectly fine. Some just want to take a nap. I hope she at least won the showmanship award. Let's feed a cow. Ew. This video was submitted by Dr. Peter Venkman. I mean, that's a Ghostbusters reference. Remember? He slimed me. This was from the first Ghostbusters. Not that rotten pile of soybeans that they tried to pass off as a sequel. You remember that? It's like, oh, hey, let's use a Statue of Liberty to battle the Dark Lord of the Underworld. Okay. I mean, talk about just collecting a check. I'm looking at you, Dan Aykroyd. Looking at you. Now, the all-female remake, I mean, actually, that was pretty good. I had that Melissa McCarthy. I mean, she cracks me up. That's some funny stuff. All right, focus. We're talking about this cow. And this cow is attempting to eat this lady's hand. I thought all cows were vegetarians, like old school herbivores. Well, it looks like one of his 4 stomachs has a taste for human flesh. This shocking video is from Farrell Lord from Illinois. This snake has found his way into the breaker box. Now, you would think that a snake is all stretched out, right? And at some point, it would be touching the negative and the positive, which would cause that snake to get fried. Nope, apparently he's live and kicking. This is what I love about rural America. There's no calling 911. There's no calling animal control. No, all he did was call his wife to film it. At least that's over. I'm sure it'll never happen again. Nope. Same breaker box, different snake. This one's bigger. Imagine what the next one will be. Luckily for us Yankees, there's no poisonous snakes on the top 2/3 of Illinois. So there was never really any danger. The only dangerous lizards we have are our politicians. Let's do some crop scouting in a kayak. Looks like somebody got a bit too much rain. Kayak hair don't care. I don't know what that means. I just saw it on a t-shirt one time. I do know the whitish beans are actually dying because they're in standing water.
I'd rate these beans good to excellent.
Well, I guess we all have our own opinions. Were you wondering how Karaoke Night went at the Warwick County 4-H Fair?
But don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart. I just don't think he'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, he might blow up and kill this man.
What's sad is that I think he's sober. Now, I'm not going to make fun of farmer bees. Honestly, I don't have to. I would say, if I had to, I would say for him to not quit his day job. Now, it says picking olives. To me, it looks like they're spreading tarps on the ground and then they're beating the crap out of the olive trees. I mean, I never knew harvest could be so audaciously confrontational. I get it. Now, I absolutely pulverize crops when I harvest them. But I'm up in an air-conditioned cab while I'm scrolling through TikTok. This is personal. And here's the end product. Why are there different colors? Actually, I'm asking. I don't know. Maybe it determines how dirty the martini is going to be. By the way, a martini should be stirred, not shaken. Sorry, Mr. Bond. That's the way it is. Also, only Tito's vodka and blue cheese stuffed olives. No pimentos. Pimentos are seriously worthless. I mean, who was a culinary genius that thought, hey, let's put this tasteless pepper into a perfectly good olive? Now, according to Google, it's not really known why or when this practice started. It's believed the first olives were stuffed with pimentos sometime in the 1700s. In France. That makes sense. Now, the pimento might have been used to cut the bitterness of the olive. I used to tell my children that the red thing in the olives were made from kids that disobeyed their parents. Oh, come on. It worked. There's a whole lot of uncomfortable going on right here. This is one of those pictures that our female viewers just don't truly appreciate enough. I have no idea what he's doing, but I'm pretty sure it's not OSHA approved. I wonder if he stayed on for 8 seconds. When you zoom in, though, it kind of looks like maybe he's duct taping a patch. My grain setup goes through maybe 3 rolls of duct tape every year. You know who would be handy as farm help? Spider-Man. It's like, hey, Spidey, there's a leak on a downspout. I mean, plus, Peter Parker, he seems like the kind of guy that would show up on time. I wonder what would last longer, the duct tape or those mutated spider things. Iron Man, he would be cool. I mean, he'd be really good at fabricating. I mean, plus he's a genius, right? Thor, I would assume he's good at electrical. Hulk? Hulk you probably have to keep on decaf. What about Black Widow? The wife probably wouldn't want Black Widow there. Who am I kidding? I'd probably end up with Deadpool. Thanks for spending some time with us here on SharkFarmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com.